2006 Mazda 6 high pressure line replacement, AC high pressure line leaking. And here's the old one. And right here there's a bunch of green gunk. Now it's covered with dirt because it's been out here in the yard. I changed it about 6 weeks ago or so. But it was leaking badly out of there. I could lose 1 can of AC in a day, so I knew I couldn't go that route anymore, so I had to replace it. And I got it off Parts Geek or somewhere, and I think it was pretty cheap, $30, can't remember exactly. And that's the high pressure line, that's the old one. And it connects here. Let me get the flashlight. Here's the top one, there's an H on that little blue thing right there. That's the top of your high pressure line. You gotta remove that bolt right there. That pops out. Your other bolt, I can't remember the size, 12, is right, you can see it. If I can focus. There's a bolt, that brass colored bolt. You see all that bright white from this flashlight? Well, that brass bolt right there is what you need to get to. And the thing is, you can do all this from the top of the engine. You don't have to go underneath. The one thing is you might not be able to see that brass bolt because this I think it's a radiator line right there, could be blocking it. So I had to push that radiator line out of the way, and there it is right there. So I can do it all from the top of the engine, no need to go underneath. Okay, you might be able to do it with a straight attachment on a ratchet, but I use the little flexible elbow thing. And as you know, obviously you can get this one off real easy. Just take that bolt out and it pops out. And then I took this, ratcheted that bolt out of there, took the AC line out. There's also a screw right here into the radiator that just kind of braces it. And you have to take that off. And that's it, take it out of there, put your new line in. When you put the new line in, according to the guy at Advanced Auto, you know, for your compressor you need an AC oil for actually the workings of the compressor. But he said you'll need something to put on these O-rings. Some people will say use AC oil. He said if you just use, he said don't use petroleum oil, but if you use like Vaseline, because all they are is O-rings. Here's an O-ring. You can see the green stuff coming out still. And there's an O-ring. You have to put some lubricant on those. He said Vaseline will work fine. That's what I did, so I hope he's right. Everything's been working great for, it's going on 2 months. And so I just use Vaseline. So you put them back in there, tighten the bolts, tighten the 2 bolts. You're doing it all from the top of the engine. You do not have to get underneath. And but then anytime you break the vacuum line in your AC system, you're going to get air in there, humidified air, and everything everybody says is that water will destroy your compressor very quickly. Any moisture will destroy your compressor. So you have to vacate the lines. Okay, to vacate the lines, and this is amazing, the guy said it on YouTube and it was true, is you go to AutoZone. AutoZone, you can get the vacuum compressor, and you can get the manifold. The manifold is just a fancy word for something that branches out. The manifold is these 3 gauge things with 3 tubes, 3 hoses, and one of those hoses connect to your vacuum compressor. The other the other line connects to the high pressure line, and then a line connects over to the low pressure line, which is right there. That's low pressure. Take those off, those hoses connect there, and then to the vacuum pump. And then you need to pump it out for about an hour. And I'll put a link below. A guy does a real good YouTube description of using that vacuum pump and then how to test. You can test it for about 30 minutes to make sure you really got the system vacated. Okay, so you buy that compressor from AutoZone for like 150, and you buy the manifold for like 138. But if you bring it back, and I don't even know what, they didn't even tell me a time limit. A guy said on YouTube, and he had the same experience. If you just say I'm renting it, and you're basically putting down a deposit, I guess they just do this as a courtesy to customers, since it's kind of a one-time use device, is, you know, I took it back the same day, they gave me all my money back. They view it as a deposit. It's not a rental fee, it's just a deposit. Bring it back, get all your money back. And so I got a vacuum pump and a manifold, the hoses to vacate my lines for free. And that was it. And like I said, I'll put the link for that, show that guy vacuuming the lines, because you have to do that. And then you can go get I don't have it here, but you can go get the ones that, like at Walmart with the gauges, where you can, you put it. That's a whole nother story, how to do the load your lines. That's real easy. You can see plenty of YouTubes on that. But you connect it to the your canister to the low pressure line, turn on your engine, turn on your AC, and then you can get those things with built-in gauges at Walmart for fairly cheap, $18 something, and they'll show you once it's running. You don't check the gauge when the thing's stopped. You turn on the car, turn on the AC on high, connect the hose, and fill it to where it's in the green. Anyway, that's another story. You can find other YouTubes on how to load your lines. That's it, 2006 Mazda 6. No need to go under the engine. High pressure line. Good luck.